Cellular Field, game one of this three-game set against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Sox sending their number one starter out there, Esteban Loaiza, looking to pick up victory number 13 on the season. He already has a career-high 12. Let's take a look right now at Lou Pinilla's batting order tonight. Carl Crawford, the speedy left fielder, gets things started, followed by Perez, then Huff. Baldelli, in the heart of the lineup, moves to 4. Leads AL rookies with 304 batting average, followed by Lee, Rolls, Anderson, Hall, and Lugo. Esteban Loaiza, mentioned, looking for number 13. He's got 5 losses, 2.16 ERA, which is best in the American League. Innings, 137 and a third. Just 32 walks, 113 strikeouts, 10 home runs, 222. That's it. The defense in the outfield, Lee, Everett, Ordonez, very familiar looking defense lately. You have Creedy Valentin, Roberto Alomar, Paul Konerko, Miguel Olivo behind the plate. Conditions, nice day. 80 degrees, 47% humidity. The winds are pretty gusty and strong, 15 to 20. Umpires, home plate, Scott Nelson, Andy Fletcher at first, crew chief Joe Brinkman at second, and Mike DeMuro at third base. Esteban, his last start, nice outing. 7 innings, 1 run, 5 hits, 1 walk, 7 punch-outs. Esteban is ready for action, as are the D-Rays, which means it's time for my partner, the Hawk, to take it away.
All right, DJ. Thank you very much. And the first pitch of the ball game from Esteban Loaiza to Carl Crawford, taken for a ball. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Fox Sports Net. First of a 3-game set. There's a strike. Devil Rays come in at 36 and 64, hitting at .267 as a club with a 5.15 ERA. Crawford, .272 average, couple of homers. He's driven in 32. 2 for 7 lifetime off Loaiza, who's had a real tough time against these D-Rays in his career. Nice pick by Esteban. Ball was hit pretty hard.
Yes, it was a nice job once again by a White Sox pitcher, fielding his position perfectly. Carl Crawford's reaction was he was not happy, thinking knock all the way. He's heading out of the box. He just flipped his bat and almost stopped in disbelief.
That'll bring up the 23-year-old third baseman Antonio Perez. All he's done is go 21 for 61, and that pencils out to 344. And he has yet to commit an error. Grady at the cut of the grass. That pitch down low. D-Rays 14 and 33 on the road. As we mentioned, in that 3-game series down at Tropicana Field, they took the first 2. Outfield around to the right. There's a strike. And here at U.S. Cellular Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center. Shanks that one. And all of us here at Fox Sports Net would like to welcome our affiliate Comcast and all the viewers in DeKalb, Illinois. DeKalb, yes. High and wide, 2-2. Sweet Lou, sporting those blonde and gray locks. Ate him up. Nice pitch. Jose on the move right over the top.
Got to get rid of it quick with Perez running. Good speed. He's a player that came along with Lou Piniella from Seattle when he was let loose, traded.
Now, one thing about D-Rays, they will utilize every asset they have. They have 82 stolen bases in 110 attempts. And here is a good hitter. Aubrey Huff hitting a 300, 18 homers. He's driven in 55. This guy should have been on the All-Star team.
Yes, he should have.
He's handled Loiza pretty well. 8 for 19 with a homer. Good pitch, cutter in on the hands. What a beautiful evening here in the great city of Chicago.
We had the parachuters bring the flag in for the national anthem, and it is gusty.
You don't think they timed it right? As soon as the gentleman who was singing it said the word flag, it was right over the middle, almost the middle of the diamond.
It was amazing.
Yeah. On the outside corner, back door.
I tell you, it was some kind of gusty, and these guys did an outstanding job getting it down here to the middle of the field. It was a little dangerous, I thought.
Yeah, it was. He gone. That'll do it. After having a play, it's Tampa Bay nothing, and the Sox coming to bat.
1-2-3 first for Loiza, which means it's time to take a look at Jerry Manuel's batting order this evening. Roberto, Carlos, and Frank, the top three. Ordonez, Everett, Konerko, they're in the middle. See what Mags has been doing his last 5 games. 13 hits. Valentin, Creedy, and Olivo, they're the bottom third. Jorge Sosa, 3-7 this year, a 4.5 ERA. His defense in the outfield, Speedy Crawford, Baldelli, and then Rolls in right. Perez, Lugo, Anderson, Lee, the infielders. Toby Hall behind the plate.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. As Robbie Alomar hitting at 306 leads it off against a 25-year-old right-hander out of San Jose in the Dominican Republic. Back on July 5th, Sosa went 5 1/3, giving up no runs. 6 hits, had 5 walks, 5 strikeouts.
The man was an outfielder for 6 years in the minor leagues for the Rockies organization. 3 years a pitcher now.
2-1 the count. Sox come in 52 and 54 games back at Kansas City, who trails Detroit 1-0. Game in the top of the second at Comerica Park. Sox hitting at .251 as a club. And there's a base hit.
Getting things started as usual. Alomar has just been on base so consistently since his addition. Just finding the hole. What an effort right there. Nice efforts by Marlon Anderson.
So here's El Caballo. Carlos. Lee hitting at .266, 17 homers. He's driven in 63. Takes first pitch strike. Sox come in at 31 and 19 here at U.S. Cellular Field. They're 21 and 31 on the road. Sox on a 7-game winning streak. They have won 9 out of the last 11. They have won 7 straight home games and 10 out of the last 12. Watch out.
Toby Hall. I'll tell you, if he'd have played like that maybe with Jose Valentin out there, he'd have cruised into second base. Roberto Alomar is an outstanding base runner, but still, Jose Valentin is right there at the top of the list of the best I've ever seen, if not the best for sure.
Drops a hook on him. Carlos didn't like the call.
Carlos versus lefties this season, just 189. That's not right. He's too good of a hitter for that.
He has a better approach against right-handers.
But yes, he does.
His approach against left-handers, even though I like guys who get out and around the ball in certain situations, Carlos gets out and around it a little too much against the soft stuff from the southpaws.
Yeah, but you know, Carlos is such a good hitter. He has no business not hitting at least 250 or so against lefties.
Carlos hadn't even scratched the surface on how good he can be. Gets out around that is bobbled by Perez, and no play. That'll be his first error. Meanwhile, first 2 men aboard.
A hustle by Roberto Alomar, digging down there and diving into that base. Perez, he's some kind of quick. He knocked that ball towards second base, and those little feet were scooting over there to try and recover. Yeah, quick, and thought he had to play at second, but Alomar taking nothing for granted, and that's it. Take advantage of the break.
So here's Big Frank at 275, 23 homers, 55 knocked in. Takes that pitch off the plate.
Just keeping Roberto close. Folks saw that graphic a minute ago. Roberto Alomar, a career 81% safety rate in stolen bases. That's pretty good.
High. Get up. Get up.
That ball was knocked down.
Yes, it was. He just missed number 400.
That ball was tattooed. We were talking about a little while ago about the gusty wind and the parachuters coming in here and how it was just tossing them around a bit. Well, this ball's out of here in a lot of different conditions. Today it was so high, it just got knocked down.
Frank thought this thing was way out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that ball coming straight down. So here's Mags. Mags at 312, 19 homers. He's driven in 62. And it's the True Value Pick and Predict Sweepstakes, and Diane Kim has picked Mags to hit for the cycle in tonight's game, and Diane has won a $25 gift certificate from Zimmerman True Value just for entering. Now, if Mags does hit for the cycle, Diane Kim wins $100,000.
Sosa playing the conditions. He's a fly ball pitcher, and he got pretty lucky that that wind is gusting. Hitter's going to have to keep it on the line to get out of here tonight. Or get in the right direction, catch one of those wind tunnels. You can never tell in this ballpark where they're at, though.
That breaking ball high.
A lot of the White Sox hitters in batting practice this afternoon were really focusing on hitting the ball into right center.
Two and two the count to Maglio.
Sosa in his last start really utilized his slider well. Got 4 pitches, the fastball, curveball, slider change.
Well, the best pitch he had against us back on July 5th was the slider. Guys after the game were talking about how nasty it was. Good eye.
Right there, Marlon Anderson put the pickoff play on. Sosa didn't see it. It was in his mind he was going to the plate. Almost looked like Maglio was distracted. And that happens as a hitter. You see a lot of motion and movement behind that pitcher. Your eye notices it and might lose that release point.
Now we'll see what Jerry Manuel wants to do. Get Mags at the plate, 1 out. You don't have great speed aboard, but you have good speed aboard. And Alomar at second, and Carlos at first.
Well, the whole time Carlos has been at first, he's just been watching Roberto Alomar very closely to see if he's going anywhere.
There they go. And there's a base hit. Get through. It will. Here comes Robbie. Here comes Carlos. And it's 2-0 Sox on the double. The 30th two-bagger of the season for Maglio.
Mags not messing around. Boy, he's swinging that bat. Step one way and then punch it the other. He was committed to the inside part of the plate, but doing such a nice job. Saw Maglio yesterday, and he was just messing around taking practice swings like that. Maybe it wasn't a joke after all.
So here's Everett. Carl takes ball one. Everett at 267, 19 homers, 56 knocked in. He's seen Sosa 4 times, has a couple of hits. Takes it right there.
So Jerry starting the runners paid off big time. Carlos Lee scoring easily because of it. Mags, true professional, making sure anything close, he didn't take it. He had to swing to protect the runners.
Two balls and a strike.
Whenever a hitter gets in that 3-2 situation, 1 out, and the runners are going, it's a very, very much a protective type swing now.
And there's the base hit. Here comes Mags. Baldelli gets it back in, hits the cutoff man. Mags scores and it's 3-0 Sox.
The White Sox, their offense is the second hottest offense since the beginning of July. They're continuing on early in this game. Sosa, who just shut them down last time, having a little bit more of a difficult time to start things off.
Here's Konerko. Paulie at 212, 7 homers. He's knocked in 29. Long set by Sosa. And that breaking ball down low.
And the offense is hitting the ball like this. It just becomes so contagious. Everybody just seems to catch the feeling. Also seems to make them more aggressive on the base paths. See if Everett wants to go ahead and try and pick up stolen base 7.
Paulie's got the count.
And taking a look at one of our Bank of America Higher Standards stats. What's gone on with the Sox this month? Second, and all those categories. That's definitely a higher standard, considering they're at the bottom of all those categories before that.
Couldn't pull a trigger.
Yeah, they were 13th, 14th, 12th, and all those categories except home runs are 5th in that area.
There goes Carl. Two and two the count to Konerko.
Watching Sosa his body movements and everything about him. He appears to be a pretty darn good athlete, though. Former outfielder. You know, he athletic. Just 3 years as a pitcher. He's in the minor leagues, considered one of the strongest arms in the minor leagues.
Breaking ball, shots that just foul.
But hitting, that was a different beast altogether for Sosa. That was not too easy. Was a career .220 hitter at the minor league level in 6 years. He didn't steal any bases. He didn't hit for power. So that's why he's a pitcher now.
Should be. Low throw, nice pick by Travis Lee, but a crooked number goes up on that board. We'll go to the second, leading 3-0. 3-3-0 for the Sox. No runs, no hits, and 1 error for Tampa Bay. Rocco Baldelli hitting at .304, 7 homers. He's driven in 48. What a rookie season this 21-year-old is having. Bunt out in front of the mound. Got to hurry. Can't get him.
No, he can run. That's amazing. That bunt right there, direction-wise, was terrible. But he deadened it so nicely, and it was placed perfectly right in between home plate and the mound. Even with the quickness of Olivo on the arm, man, Speedy Baldelli. Baldelli supposed to be clocked at the 40 at about 4.3.
That's his 120th hit. And this, their 101st game. Here's the first baseman, Travis Lee. There are his numbers. 2 for 6 lifetime off Loaiza. Boy, that was an excellent effort right there by Olivo.
Yes, it was. Tough direction to throw that. That's the 5th bunt hit this season for Baldelli and his 20th total infield hit.
You got to watch him over there. He is 18 for 24.
Watch Miguel. Now watch him run out here. He's running straight towards second base, trying to get an angle to where he can throw it. But look at the arm. This is an athletic throw right there.
Backdoored him.
Rocco Baldelli, Mr. Athlete himself. Volleyball, track, baseball. He can do it all.
Out of play. Also made the president's list as a student.
Athlete, he's smart. What more can he ask for?
That's out of play. Well, it's one of the few times I've ever seen. I mean, even before exhibition games had started. They're a non-roster rookie. Lou Piniella came out and told the press that he was on the club. That doesn't happen very often.
No. I remember my second year in the big leagues with the Cubs. Don Zimmer said that about a player. Jerome Walton.
That ball hit hard into left field. Carlos back there. Yes! Nice play, Carlos Lee.
Just as I suspected, you hit it on the line, it's going to carry nicely. As that ball jetted out there to the fence, Carlos had to make a very nice play on the run.
And right here, you'll see he did not assume anything. He's going to, if anything, he's going to assume that Baldelli was not thinking that he was going to catch it. So here's the right fielder, Damian Rolls.
Talking about Baldelli again. Here's a man that had a scholarship for volleyball to UCLA. Could have walked on to Princeton's basketball team. They said, yeah, you can walk on and try out. Baseball scholarship to Wake Forest.
There's a good strike.
Scored 1,300 on his SAT test. Had a 40-inch vertical. He can get up.
Oh, 0-2 the count to Damian Rolls. Kansas City now leading Detroit 2-1, bottom of the fifth at Comerica Park. Minnesota hitting in the top of the fifth at Jacobs Field, trailing Cleveland 4-3. Houston has put 3 on the board in the bottom of the first against the Cubs, still hitting. Creedy, nice pick.
Joe Creedy, one thing about him, fans, if you guys have been watching him all year long, is he charges a ball and at least tries to give him a chance. There's been some plays he hasn't made, but it wasn't for lack of trying. He knows he has to come in and give it the effort at least. This is not an easy play. He can get caught in between, or he can get there and catch it, but he got it just right on the short hop.
Marlon Anderson, the second baseman, hitting at .257, 4 homers. He's driven in 45. Back Gordon. 2 strikes.
Say Marlon Anderson, 2 outs. Runners in scoring position this year, 340.
Baldelli at second, 2 out, and the 0-2 pitch.
Anderson having himself one of his better offensive years, finally. A big production guy. Notice those RBIs. That batting average with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, there's the key. That's when you know you've taken your concentration to another level. When a pitcher is facing you with 2 outs, he just becomes a little bit tougher because he knows he just needs to make one good pitch to get out of a jam.
Anderson's going to back it down. Ball hit hard, but foul. Down past Billy Hatcher, the coach at first. Tom Foley, coach over at third for Tampa Bay. Foley. And Billy Hatcher. Bit of a gap in right center field for Anderson. Take him out here, Esteban. Esteban second in the big leagues in earned run average, coming in at 216. Kevin Brown of the Dodgers at 212. That's into center field. Carl Everett, can of corn. After an inning and a half, 3-0 Sox. Here's Jose Valentin at 236. 14 homers, he's driven in 41. Well, I talked with Tracy this afternoon. He said, let's go with Roberto. I don't pick him.
You know what? At the end of the year, we're just going to combine ours, the crew and me. That's fair. You've got like 50 years experience of doing this. You got the big advantage.
Well, I'm sure Jim Angio will agree as we take that back. Jimmy will make his pick, I'll make my pick, and we'll give you the rest.
Hey, you know, check the numbers. Check the stats, mister. It's 16-16. Got it?
Here's the 0-2.
And by the way, there is 50 of them down there in the truck that get to choose. They break out the computer. They check everything. I mean, come on. I just look out in the field and I go, hey, I want that guy.
Here's DJ's pick to click, Joe Creedy. There are the numbers on Joe. Hit into right field. Nice approach right there by Joe, and a breaking ball up out over the plate. Line shot to Damian Rolls. Did what he could. He hit it hard. And here's Miguel Olivo at 217, 6 homers. He's driven in 19. Breaking ball, yes. Check some other scores for you. Bottom of the third at Fenway, Pedro Martinez. And the Red Sox leading the Yankees 2-1. Boomer on the hill. David Wells. The Bronx Bombers, Toronto leading Baltimore 3-2. Top of the sixth at Skydome. Bottom of the fifth now in Detroit, 2-1 Kansas City. Twins still hitting in the top of the fifth, trailing Cleveland 4-3. Later on, Oakland at Anaheim and Seattle hosting Texas. That ball hit deep into right field. Stretch. Get back. Rolls on the track. Hauls it in. 1-2-3 inning for Jorge Sosa. And after two, it's 3-0 good guys. It'll be Hall, Lugo, then back to the top of the order. Carl Crawford here in the top of the third. 3-0 Sox. All at 278 homers, he's driven in 30. Count evens at 1.
White Sox have only scored on the season 12 more runs than the Devil Rays.
Off the end of the bat in the hole, sucked up by Creedy. Well, they come in hitting 16 points higher than we are.
That's the thing. They've got some offense. The problem has been with their starting pitching this year. Bullpens, not even terrible. But their starting pitching and ERA, close to 6.
Well, here's Julio Lugo at 263 homers. He's driven in 20. That looks like a pretty good player in 3 games we saw him down in Tampa Bay.
He's done a good job since coming over to Tampa Bay from Houston.
Count evens at 1. And it's 1-2. Bottom of the third in Houston, still 3-0 Astros over the Cubs. Atlanta has tied up Montreal at 2, hitting in the top of the 6th. Mets shutting out Cincinnati 1-0, top of the 6th at Shea. The looper, Bobby can't get there. So here's Crawford. Hit a hard one hopper back to Loaiza, who picked it nicely.
Well, the thing that Lugo's doing, putting the bat on the ball, and he's getting his hits against the White Sox that way. He had a couple of hits against Loaiza down in Tampa Bay.
Lugo 4 for 6 in stolen bases. Takes strike 1. Does Crawford. Marlins shutting out the Phillies 3-0 bottom of the 4th down in Florida. No score. Pittsburgh at St. Louis top of the 3rd. Later on, Milwaukee at Colorado. D-backs hosting the Dodgers, and San Diego taking on the Giants at Pac Bell.
And you can expect early in this game the base runners to be very aggressive still. They do lead the majors with those 82 stolen bases.
Two and 1. Now, one thing Lou Piniella always done. I didn't see him when he won a world championship with Cincinnati, but in the American League, he's always evaluated his own club very well. And he is one of the few managers. There goes the runner. Pitch foul away. He's one of the few managers that if he knows one of his players can't do something, he doesn't ask him to do it.
Well, Lou just passed Chuck Tanner on the career win list for managers. That's 24th all time. 1,355 career wins at a .530 winning percentage for Sweet Lou. That is not easy when you've managed that long and to have that winning percentage over 500. Not just that lucky to constantly have winning teams. This year, don't bring that average down a little bit, though.
I was talking to Lou before the game. He said that this club is it's away yet, but he said if they'll give him some money, not a whole bunch, but he can get them there. There goes the one. There's the chopper. Palomar's got to hurry.
Forget it. Mentioned Crawford has a bunch of infield hits just like Baldelli. That now is infield hit number 19. He can fly.
Third baseman Antonio Perez grounded out to Jose Valentin. So 1 out, 2 on here in the top of the 3rd.
You know, if Lou had some money, the number one thing he's going to go out and try and do is get himself some starting pitching.
He's not going to get that much. When we played them down in Tampa Bay, he had 12 pitchers on his staff making the minimum salary. First time that's ever happened in Major League Baseball.
And what was it? 23 out of the 25 on the roster were making the minimum?
Yep.
And Devil Rays right now are without Ben Grieve. Grieve had gone on the disabled list with a blood clot on his arm. I heard something about surgery he was going to need.
Yeah, they had to take a rib out.
Remove a rib. I don't know what the correlation is, what the connection is.
1-1 the count. To Antonio Perez. Nice pitch right there by Loaiza. But again, it's an easy trap for managers to get caught into at any level. Major leagues, minor leagues, colleges, high school, all the way down. They're so intent on looking to see what one of their players can do. They forget to find out what he can't do. Good pitch, good strike. Didn't get it.
It's funny, that philosophy. And you stick by that pretty much, is find out what a player can't do. There's just certain managers that think that same way, and other ones that feel that they can get their players to get past the things they can't do and teach them. Everybody's got different thoughts.
How to play right side. Well, all the good managers I've seen in my career, which has been a long time, I would say the vast majority of them, at least 50%, maybe over. I'm talking about good managers now. I'm not talking about average to below average. They never ask a player to do something he can't do. Ground ball. Should be. And rack him up. Double play number 101. And we'll go to the bottom of the third with this 3-0 lead. 3-0 Sox here in the bottom of the third. It'll be the top of the order. Roberto Alomar, Carlos Lee, and Frank Thomas. Roberto started off that 3-run first with a single, a sharp single between first and second, and he scored. Robbie takes strike one. Breaking ball low. '25-year-old right-hander Jorge Sosa. That's into left field. Crawford.
All right, now we're going to have to take a look back and see how we ended that last inning on our ATA double play replay as the ball leads Valentin right towards second base. A few steps and the bullet across over to Konerko. That's your ATA double play replay.
So here's Carlos. Hit a hot smash down off the wrist of third baseman Antonio Perez. He misplayed it. Carlos reached and he later scored.
Well, don't let this youngster get settled in. They jumped on him early. Let's keep it going.
Good check. And this Sunday is Willy Wonka's Kids Day, presented by Fun Dip. At this game and select Sunday home games during the season, kids 13 and under can collect autographs pregame and run the bases postgame, weather permitting. Plus, kids tickets purchased at the U.S. Cellular ticket windows on the day of the game are just $1.
Sosa in his other start against the Sox this year. 5 1/3, 6 hits, no runs, 5 walks, and 5 strikeouts. He's walked more than he has struck out on the season. 34-30.
Get out of here. It won't. 2 down, and here comes Big Frank. He just missed one. Back in the first inning. High towering drive that the wind knocked down. Good breaking ball right there from Sosa. Checks it up, fouls it off, and the count 0-2 as you check out our Century 21 home run leaderboard. Frank Thomas. Gary Wayne, first off southpaw from Twins. Back in 90, number 100 off Sterling Hitchcock. Number 200 off Jimmy Haynes. Number 300 off Kevin Napier. And who knows? Maybe tonight. Not on that pitch. That is 7 in a row retired by Sosa, and we're into the 4th. First pitch to Aubrey Huff. Taken for a ball. Huff 0 for 1. Caught looking. His first trip. Only strikeout registered for Loaiza thus far. Got in on him right there. Pops it up. Jose Valentin. So with one out, let's check out our Aflac trivia question tonight. Who was the Devil Rays starting pitcher in their first regular season game in 1998? Rocco Baldelli had a bunt single out in front of home plate and beat it out. Excellent effort by Olivo to try to get him. And the count 3-0.
Baldelli, the first couple of months of the season, was right at the top of the league in hitting. It's up in the 340 range. Jump back on that sailor cutter, whatever it is that Loaiza features. This kind of goes straight left.
Count goes full to the 21-year-old youngster. First of this brief 3-game homestand. Tomorrow will be Mike Porzio against Rob Bell. So make your plans to be with us or at U.S. Cellular Field. If you can't, that game will be over WGN. In the finale on Sunday afternoon, Bartolo Colon against the southpaw Joe Kennedy. Boy, Baldelli can move. Nice play by Creedy and Konerko.
Yes, he can. And the infielders know they've got to go, especially if the ball's going to be up in the air like that. Creedy coming in and on the run, getting it over there. Paulie finishing it off. Watch him dig.
First pitch strike to Travis Lee. He lined out hard and deep to left field that Carlos went back and made a very nice catch on. Good changeup. And tomorrow, enjoy signature fireworks presented by U.S. Cellular after the White Sox face the Devil Rays at 6:05. So for tickets, visit whitesox.com or call 866-SOX-GAME. Ate him up. And that'll be backing out of play.
So it would be a nice race between Baldelli and Crawford. Two very fast outfielders for the Devil Rays.
And we'll let Willie represent us.
Well, I'm not going to put Willie in there because Willie will take him.
I think so. Just some, some looking.
Right.
From the visual.
A 40-yard dash, I think Willie's got him. He's too quick.
Chopper back through the middle. Alberto's got a long way to go. Too long.
Not only is Willie quick, he's fast. But I'll tell you what, that Carl Crawford's pretty dang quick himself. Baldelli just looks like he's right out of the gate fast. Take him a couple steps. Not choppy steps for Baldelli.
Now we had an email about that. As here's Damian Rolls. Went out to Creedy, who made a nice pick on him. Cues it off the end of the bat. We'll get back to that email when we return. It is 3-0 Sox. And right now let's check out our Bank of America higher standards, centering on Mag's first career Grand Slam back in '99 against the Devil Rays. That was off the southpaw Tony Saunders. Game 2 of a doubleheader. Mags has driven in a pair in this game and scored one. A double into right center field. Kansas City now leading the Tigers 6-1, bottom of the 6th at Comerica Park. Good breaking ball. Cleveland leading Minnesota 5-3, bottom of the 6th at Jacobs Field. Pretty good pitch. But getting back to that email, and we'll give you our email address a little bit later.
Dealing with speed.
Yeah, from Pete Berryman. There's a chopper, and that's foul. So he's doing one of your broadcasts. Hawk was talking about the fastest Sox players he'd ever seen. Now, I'm only 19 and haven't seen nearly as many players come through. But he neglected to mention Joey Cora, who, in my opinion, was the fastest and quickest Sox player I've ever seen. Hawk, do you agree? Well, Pete, Willie Harris will blow Joey Cora's doors off.
Yes.
That's hit into center field. Joey was quick, there's no question about that, and Joey was a good little offensive player. Could steal a big base for you, but we're talking about apples and oranges there.
Now, Joey Cora was a quick little player, but did not have any flat-out speed.
Carl Everett had himself an RBI single. Baldelli. And if you want to email us, poof. Email Hawk and DJ, 3w.fsnchicago.com. That's Hawk and DJ, 3w.fsnchicago.com. And here's another one. I love email. There's from Joe Bastian. So do you guys think that Frank Thomas will hit 500 home runs before he retires? As here's Konerko. Probably 0 for 1.
Yes, I do. I think he will. Probably just get over that 500 plateau. I think that's a goal he's striving for.
Breaking ball strike, 1-1. Ditto. I think Frank will get there. He's in such good physical shape. Little flare into left field. Crawford broke back. Now he can recover easy with that speed of his. So that is 10 in a row retired by Jorge Sosa. Meanwhile, he trails at 3-0. 3-0 good guys here in the top of the 5th. It'll be Anderson, Hall, and Lugo, the lower third of the Tampa Bay order. Marlin tries to bunt it, can't get it. And tee off with White Sox players, coaches, and local celebrities on Thursday, September 4th at the Field of Greens golf outing presented by SBC at the Links at Caroline. That's in Plainfield. Proceeds will benefit Chicago White Sox charities in their efforts to fight cancer in children. So for reservations and details, call 312-674-1000. 0-2 the count to Anderson. And if you're going to get yourself a team together for that terrific tournament, there's a little slap into center field for a base hit. If you're going to get yourself a team for that tournament, it raises a lot of money to fight cancer in children. You better load up.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Dun, 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 dun.
Toby Hall grounded out to Creedy. Slaps that one foul. Here's another email. This from Richie Masca pertaining to that sign. So what do you think is the White Sox, where they're at best right now? Pitching, hitting, defense, etc. Keep up the good work and hope the Sox can make it up to win. The Hawk has got to shave his head. Well, I was going to let DJ save it, but Hermie Schneider last night said if we get there, he wants first dibs.
That's good, because I couldn't have done it. No, I wouldn't have felt right.
You'd have been too emotional, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not me. Let's let somebody, it's a little further away, handle this situation. I might get a little teary-eyed.
Well, if they get there, well, Sandy wanted Miguel Olivo to shave it. I guess Miguel's pretty good with those clippers. But you don't have to be. I'm not going to exactly a stylist,
It's just sit down. It's like you're going to the Marine to say, take it off.
But as I said I will get it shaved if they do indeed win 10 in a row. By the way, Kenny Williams said he would shave his if they won 7 in a row, and guess what?
He's sporting a new do.
An undo.
Yes.
That's not hit very hard. 1 out. Here's Lugo. He had a little duck snort single his first trip. Takes first pitch strike. Sandy came up to me after the game last night. He goes, Hawk, 3 more. And I said, yeah, 3 more, and I'm going to look just like you.
No, it might take you about a week to look like Sandy, because you're going to have to take it down to the Kojak style and get the buffer out. Yeah, you're going to have to do the Willie Harris, Frank Thomas.
I can tell you right now, as I said, I'd get it shaved. I didn't say I'd let anybody see it.
No, this is definitely a fact. We've got one of those floppy hats for you.
I'm gonna pull a Harmon Killebrew on you. Harmon Killebrew, the great Minnesota slugger, Hall of Famer. There's a ground ball right side. They had control, lost it in the transfer. So 2 down.
We talked about the infielders trying to get rid of balls quick. Well, right there, Jose was really trying to get rid of it quick.
That'll bring up Crawford. Had an infield single. But Harmon used to have his cap folded up, tucked in his back pocket. And as soon as he'd get to a base, he'd reach over with his left hand, take his batting, he'd take the cap out, flip it open, reach over his left hand, flip the helmet off, and put the cap right on. You had maybe 1/2 a second to see it.
All in one fell swoop. Huh?
Oh man, it was poetry in motion. It was rhythmical. Lou was getting on me about it too. He said, look, don't get your head shaved after Sunday's game. Meaning, of course, he doesn't want us to sweep them.
Yes. Well, this is it. This is the chance. Trying to get 10-game win streaks together is just not that easy.
In the big leagues?
And right now, the White Sox happen to be playing the team with the second fewest wins in all of baseball.
And they happen to be playing a team with a lot of young players that are not going to give up, regardless of what the score.
You didn't go down to that Tampa Bay Devil Ray locker room and say, guys, you know, you're young, you're energetic, give it all you got, did you?
Oh, and to the count to the 21-year-old left fielder. And here's another email from Jim Meixner. Said, I've been a White Sox fan for the past 21 years, and nothing would benefit me more than if I could shave Hawk's head if we win 10 in a row.
You know, there has got to be a long line for that.
He's gone. Miguel just tossed it down there, and that'll retire the side. We are halfway home, leading 3-0. It was the Devil Rays starting pitcher in the first regular season game in 1998. Former Sox southpaw Wilson Alvarez. It'll be Valentin, Creedy, and Olivo. Lower third of the Sox order here in the fifth. If you're just tuning in, Sox with 3 runs in the first.
We saw Wilson this year.
He looks great.
Yeah, Dodger blue.
Threw the ball pretty well.
Yes, he did, coming out of the bullpen.
I was talking to a couple of scouts yesterday in Toronto that had seen him, and he threw the ball well for them also.
Well, you know, if he just looked at his stuff, he could do it.
Attaboy, Jose. Down to the corner. Jose now will pull into second with his 20th two-bagger.
As he got a fastball, got out and around it. No problem for him. Comes to nailing fastballs on the outer part of the plate and hooking them. Joe Creedy, get the bonus. Like Big Frank did last night. Right back up the middle.
Joe got a breaking ball up out over the plate from Sosa his first trip and just nailed it. A line shot deep in the right. He'll get the job done. Attaboy, JoJo.
That's nice.
So that'll bring up Miguel, who also flied deep to right his first trip. And you can keep cool as the summer heats up. Sport your summer threads. Get your Major League Baseball Authentic Collection caps, jerseys, T-shirts, and more at WhiteSox.com. The WhiteSox.com shop for all things baseball. D-Rays bring the infield in. Outfield around to the right, gap in left center.
Maybe the easiest way to have an approach in this situation, infield in. You look out there and those outfielders look so far away from those infielders. You just think right back up the middle. Even if you hit a little jam shot, you get yourself a hit. Plus, it really keeps you from pulling off of the ball. You don't want to try and hit the ball with authority when all you need is a sacrifice fly, something hit out there, mid-range in the outfield.
Pitch out, 2-0.
Wasn't much of a pitch out. It looked like it was just up on the outside corner.
In situations like this, and you get a man on third, less than 2 out. The thing you have to have in your mind is you just don't want to turn the head of the bat over. Thinking back through the middle, and don't turn the head over. There's a bullet. Hung him one, and it is 4-0. Unless he hangs one, of course.
Yeah, that's a different story. Is Miguel probably had that perfect approach back towards the middle, which enabled him to see that hanger and just nail it.
So some good solid ball right there. Leadoff double. Creedy gets the job done, and Miguel gets that hanger and doesn't miss it. 20th ribby for Big Mo. And here's Alomar. He started off that 3-run first, if you're just tuning in, with a solid single, and he scored. Fakes a bunt, takes the ball.
Roberto Alomar always checking, looking around, seeing any little advantage he can get, bringing in the third baseman or first baseman, try and slap it past him.
Two and 0 the count.
Sosa in his last start, threw the ball well. Picked himself up a victory. That was against Texas, where he went 7 innings, only gave up 2 runs, 4 hits.
Nice pitch. Just nail the outside corner on the 2-0 count. Robbie first and third. Robbie, Tracy, and Cindy Williams picked a click tonight. There goes Miguel. All of the throw. Right on the money.
Yes, it was. Cash money right there. Olivo has got good speed, but he also needs a good jump when you have a pitcher being quick to the plate like Sosa just was, and a fast release behind the plate. No wasted movement. Good pick right there by Lugo, and put it on him.
And there is ball 4.
That's pretty good for Sosa, the first walk of the ball game. Last time against the Sox he had 5. In his last outing he had 4. He walks quite a few compared to his strikeouts.
Here's Carlos. Carlos 0 for 2, but he has scored a run, reached on an error. Takes a breaking ball strike.
Boy, Roberto Alomar had himself an early jump, and it was so early that he had to stop. So many times when a base runner takes off that early and stops, he can't get the momentum again. He just has to stay there. And you see 2 of his teammates running in there and letting him know, hey. Can't forget about the runner.
Another breaking pitch in the count 0-2. And here's another email, this one from Just Todd. It says, do you think Kenny Williams might make a move before the trading deadline? Kenny Williams is always looking to upgrade this ball club, deadline or no deadline. First of all, the deadline is not anywhere near like it used to be. You can get guys through waivers now because of money. Takes it up, fouls it off.
Well, I know one thing. Kenny Williams just made that acquisition of Roberto Alomar or Carl Everett which is letting everybody know he wants to win this division. So if there's something there to help this team continue to winning ball games, I don't see why he wouldn't if the money's available, if that's an issue.
Breaking ball high.
And it really might not even be something from outside the organization. It might just be moves from within the organization if there's somebody that can help this team. Just moves in general.
Hung it. Stay fair. Away back. You can put it on the ball. Yes! A bomb. Off the bat of El Caballo. And it is 6-0.
Jorge Sosa has thrown quite a few breaking balls tonight, and that one just stayed up and over the plate for Carlos Lee, the Hyundai home run replay. Carlos has seen enough of them. He just jumps all over it, as did Olivo for the base hit.
Carlos now 18 homers, 65 RBIs. Big Frank goes through the fastball, and with that homer by Seeley, the Alex Snellius family will donate $100 to Chicago White Sox charities for every Sox homer hit during the season. That is number 124. So $12,400 donated by Alex and Ursa Snellius. And there goes number 400 for Big Frank. You can put it on the board. Yes! The 36th player in Major League history to hit 400 homers, the Big Hurt, Frank Thomas. And our U.S. Cellular Call of Pin goes out for the big right-hander Jason Standridge as Mag stands in. Takes up high ball one. 7-7-0 for the Sox, 0-5-1 for Tampa Bay. Back-to-back homers by Lee, and the 400th of his career. There's a bullet at the right field base hit.
Yeah, the White Sox, boy, they really have got some good approaches working while this team is on fire swinging the bat. Taking one more look at Frank's home run, the Hyundai home run replay. Another breaking ball. That was after a blazing fastball he'd just blown by Frank. Nice.
Here's Carl Everett. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI.
Sox had homered in 8 straight games. Lost that streak last night. And they're right back at it.
Off the corner. Jason Standridge, 24 years old, 6'4", 230 pounds, out of Pinson, Alabama. Two and 1 the count to Carl. Mercy.
The White Sox have 14 home runs in their last 8 games. They're just mashing the ball.
Frank last night with a great at bat in the top of the 13th. That ball hit deep in the left center field. And Crawford can't get it. Ground rule double, so Maggs will be held at third.
A great effort by young Carl Crawford out in left field. That ball was slicing back towards him, and that is all-out effort. And I'm surprised we've seen so many great catches like that against the Sox this year that he didn't come up with it. And they have a complaint about something, as if to maybe somebody threw something at Crawford, or I don't know. Carl Crawford going back, and don't know what the complaint can be at this particular time. Well, it has to be something to do with people in the stands. It's like there's an usher or somebody going and asking questions along the area where Crawford had been looking back. If Carl was complaining about something to do with the fans, that doesn't do anything but make it a lot tougher while you're here for a 3-game set from those people sitting right behind you. They'll be very, very verbal for the rest of the series.
So 2 out, ducks on the pond for Konerko. Paulie 0 for 2 tonight. Breaking ball low.
Jason Standridge just been inserted into the bullpen, had been starting.
Strike on the corner.
Look at Paulie. He is hitting .314 since the end of June.
Pick him up, Paulie. It is Rat Pack night, featuring the sounds of the legendary Frank Sinatra. Nice crowd on hand.
Standards, he features your 4 basic food groups: fastball, curveball, slider, change.
Curveball got that one up too high. So 2 on, 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Souvenir left side. Just joining us, Sox with 3 in the first, 4 so far here in the bottom of the 5th.
Big 2 out, 2 strike knock right here for Konerko, just to make himself feel good.
Breaking ball, but some damage is done. A 4th spot highlighted by the 400th homer of Frank Thomas's career. We're into the 6th, leading by 7.
Right now, it's time to take a look at our Fifth Third Bank's hardest working player of this game, Esteban Loaiza. He has been the Fifth Third Bank several times this year. Player of the game is he's just dealing once again, giving up 5 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts, and no runs through 5.
So for Tampa Bay, it will be Perez, Huff, and Baldelli. If you're just tuning in, you have just missed Frank Thomas's 400th career homer. And he just missed one in the 1st inning.
Yes, he did. It seemed like he was dead set on getting 400 tonight, huh?
Perez 0 for 2 twice. He has gone out to Valentin, once into a double play. Beauty on the corner. Top of the 9th in Cleveland, Minnesota, and the Indians are tied at 5. Kansas City leading Detroit 8-2, bottom of the 8th at Comerica Park. Yankees leading Boston 3-2, top of the 7th at Fenway. Cubs have come back to tie Houston at 3, hitting in the top of the 7th. 2-2.
Esteban has 5 losses this year, and 3 of them, he's really thrown the ball well. 2 times he lost 1-0 to Detroit. In another game, he lost by giving up 3, as that's a chopper. Valentin charges hard, gloves it, throws it. Got him. Speedy Perez is down to start things off. Esteban Loaiza may have those 5 losses, and only 2 of them where he really was hit well. He has a couple of no decisions where he only gave up 1 run. So he easily could be sitting around here with 15, 16 wins with a little bit of help offensively earlier.
Here's the DH, Aubrey Huff. Takes first pitch strike. Aubrey has struck out and popped up to Valentin.
But better late than never for the offense of the Sox to show up.
And LaSalle Bank and the White Sox are teaming up with Literacy Chicago to collect new children's books for their Reach Out and Read book drive. Throughout the entire month of August, bring new books for children to any Chicagoland LaSalle Bank branch. That's foul. Books also can be brought to LaSalle Bank at U.S. Cellular Field on Sunday, August 24th, when the Sox host the Rangers at 6:05. $22,617. Appears to be more than that to the eye. and to the ear.
The crowds have been so involved here at US Cellular past, what do you think, about a month and a half or so.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they've been very energetic here.
Full count.
Aubrey Huff grew up in a small town called Mineral Springs, Mineral Wells, Texas.
First walk issued by Esteban.
Mineral Wells, Texas. Mom bought him a batting cage when he was 10 years old and figured it would pay off one day, and she was right.
So with Huff at first, 1 out. Konerko will play behind him. Here's the center fielder, Rocco Baldelli. A bunt single and a grounder to third. Take strike 1.
Baldelli, not your typical number 4 hitter, but their best hitter.
0-2 the count.
It comes to putting the bat on the ball and probably clutch hitting. You want to put somebody behind Aubrey Huff to give him a chance. Why not Baldelli?
Good pitch by Esteban. Reaches out and just pulls it foul.
Do you recollect anybody that batted 4th regularly that was not a true power hitter but could drive in a lot of runs?
Yeah, there have been some guys on clubs that did not have good offensive teams. Remember the White Sox back in the 60s, late 60s. We had Pete Ward, third baseman, hit cleanup a lot of times when Pete certainly was not a cleanup hitter. On that club he was. But they had some outstanding pitching.
Well, one thing watching Baldelli, even though he's batting 4th, he's swinging like he's a number 2 hitter. He's not trying to change anything because he is a leadoff number 2, number 3 type hitter. He's just trying to put the bat on the ball right here on an 0-2 count, not over swinging.
Well, he led off an inning with a bunt.
That's right.
Pops that one up. And I'm sure that was presented to him by Lou Piniella. I would venture to say that Lou, when he put him in that 4th spot, said, "Look, Rocco, I don't want you to change a thing. I don't want you to try to hit home runs. Just stay where you're at." As we mentioned, Baldelli, a rookie, 21 years old, he's got 120 hits already.
You know what? And on a team like this, he might be able to keep that same approach. But if you put him someplace else, you become the number 4 hitter, you have a tendency to think you should swing like a number 4 hitter.
Well, at this point in his career, you don't see many 21-year-old cleanup hitters.
No. Oh, heck. I just recently saw, who was it? It's Witt inserted in number 4 hole for...
He's 27. For the Tigers?
Yeah, but I'm talking about the fact he's inserted the number 4 hole, and he was just called up from the minor leagues. He doesn't have a lot of big league time. He just, boom, you're number 4 hitter. You don't see that very often.
No. Two and 1 to count to Travis Lee. He's lying deep. Carlos made a beautiful catch on him. And he has an infield single. Now he's 2 for 3. Two on, 2 out, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Damian Rolls. He's gone out to third, and he has gone out to first. Takes first pitch strike.
Esteban ahead of Pedro Martinez in the league in ERA. Well, Pedro was pitching tonight. The Yankees have 3 runs.
Out of play right side. Well, Minnesota, pretty good ball club. They brought up a youngster from the minor leagues, Justin Morneau, 22 years old, and put him right in the cleanup spot.
That's exactly right. So there's a few oddities that we've seen go on with certain teams this year. Detroit, Tampa Bay, Minnesota. And if you think about all 3 of those teams, Minnesota not a real lot of power in their lineup. Detroit and Tampa Bay, obviously young teams and just trying to do anything to get their offenses going.
Whew, that's low.
Nice effort right there.
Two on, two out, and a full count. Jammed him, ate him up. Robbie. And that'll retire the side. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. 7-0. 7-0 Sox here in the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Valentin, Creedy, and Olivo face Jason Standridge. Jose 1 for 2. He started off that 4-run 5th with a double down in the right field corner. Takes it outside. Minnesota's taking a 6-5 lead over Cleveland. Top of the 9th inning. Still hitting. That's off Dennis Baez.
Well, the White Sox are doing the one thing they really need to, just taking care of their own business.
Three 3-0. Kansas City leading Detroit 8-3. Bottom of the 9th. Toronto leading Baltimore 5-3. Bottom of the 8th at Skydome. There's one. Pittsburgh leading St. Louis 3-1. Bottom of the 6th at Busch Stadium. Mets defeated Cincinnati 3-1 at Shea. Popped up into short left field. Julio Lugo. Phillies have come back to take a 4-3 lead over the Marlins. That's in the top of the 7th down in Florida. Atlanta 8, Montreal 4, bottom of the 8th up in Canada. Top of the 8th in Houston, Cubs and the Astros are tied at 3. So here's Joe. He's 0 for 2, but he had a good at bat his last one. Flips that one into right field. Damian rolls. Right now, let's check out our Geico Direct Moment quote from Jerry Manuel on the 7-game winning streak. We're just swinging the bats better. That's about it. Guys are now producing to their capabilities. When that happens, it's a pretty good offensive ball club. So here's Miguel. Hit the ball hard twice. Once deep to right, and then he had a big RBI single last inning. Breaking ball strike. And Monday, August 4th. Well, that's half price Monday when the Sox face the Royals at 7:05. All tickets are half the regular price. So visit WhiteSox.com or call 866-SOX-GAME. Another hook, another strike.
White Sox faced Jason Standridge down in Tampa Bay when he started. The only win they had, they beat the Rays 11-3. He only went 2+ innings, gave up 7 earned runs. And that's what happened to him in that outing. He took the loss to the Sox on the 6th of this month.
Count evens at 2 to Big Mo. Oh, he's a big man. Not real tall, but he is thick and strong. Curveball. Nice pick right there. By Antonio Perez. So 1-2-3 inning for Standridge. And we'll go to the 7th, leading by 7.
Let's take a look right here. Miguel Oliva, when he's running down to first base and his little lunge at the bag. Here Travis Lee as Miguel stomped on his foot. His last second lunge. Oliva's going to hurt himself with all those lunges at first.
Marlon Anderson takes strike 1. It'll be Anderson, Hall, and Lugo.
Yeah. A spike in your foot. Pretty much to make anybody give a yell like Travis Lee did.
0-2. I remember Tony Canigliaro. Rest his soul. I was playing first base. He came running down the line. And I mean, he had plenty of room. He put 20 stitches in the back of my right leg. It was an accident.
You know, it really is bad base running. Simple as that.
Yeah, that's all it was.
When you're a runner down the line to first base, there's one area you usually hit. That's just the front edge of the bag. Simple.
Chopper base hit. So Marlon Anderson 2 for 3.
You're taught as a runner and you get down there, the front edge, the edge that is directly pointing towards home plate is what you hit. Not the top of the base, not the back, not the inside unless you're rounding it.
Catcher Toby Hall. And I remember going into second base one time against Cleveland. They had a second baseman named Woody Hell, and I was trying to break up a double play. Woody Hell was one of the greatest guys in the league. Just a terrific guy. I was trying to break it up, and I went feet first. Put over 30 stitches in him.
Spikes high. You know, the funny thing is, when you go down there and you slide feet first, the only thing you're thinking about is kicking somebody's legs out from underneath them. And occasionally you have a tendency to forget about those spikes being at the end of your shoes.
Well, what it was, again, it was just bad base running. Instead of folding my foot back, I just left him out there and just ripped him up.
And a lot of times on slides, your front foot pops up in the air.
1-2 the count.
And it's not intentional. Your back leg, you've got folded underneath you, and you go to put your foot straight out in front of you. And when your bottom hits the ground, that front foot pops right up in the air and can catch somebody in the leg on accident.
That ball hit deep. Way back, and it is 7-2. Ninth homer for Toby Hall on a breaking pitch.
Well, as you see, Toby Hall's got some pop. Big, strong catcher. And Esteban looked like this one was just rolling. Yep, he saw it all the way and it stayed up.
So here's Lugo. He's 1 for 2. And kids, for the 10th year in a row, the White Sox training centers are coming to a site near you. These week-long summer camps are for kids ages 7 to 14. So for details, visit bullsoxacademy.com or call 630-PLAY-BALL. And you will learn some good stuff. Take away some of those bad habits before they get ingrained too deep. Tim Murphy and his staff do a wonderful job with those Bull Sox Academy youngsters.
What an edge players are going to have if they learn fundamentals correctly at a young age.
Big time. If you're a young player and you have pretty good fundamentals at an early age, you're going to make a lot of ball clubs, as you see. Kelly Wunsch, he's back. And Gary Glover, double-barreled activity for the Sox. One down.
You see what took place to activate Kelly. David Sanders had to be sent down. David did a good job while he was here. Had some tough outings to get that ERA up there, but a lot of strong performances also.
So a strong outing, another strong outing for the 31-year-old right-hander who will get a big round of applause from the 22,617 he departs. And our U.S. Cellular call to the pin goes out for the southpaw Kelly Wunsch, and we'll be back. $400 donated by Alex and Ursa Snelling. There goes number 400 for Big Frank. You can put it on the board. Yes!
That are Bank of America higher standards, as Frank, number 400 in his career. Kelly Wunsch back in action right after it in his first game available. 1.15 ERA this year and 15 2/3 innings. That's getting it done. Let's see if he's right back on track.
Carl Crawford with an 0-2 count. He gone.
See Esteban, 6 1/3, 8 hits, 2 runs. It's a nice job by Esteban once again. No need to leave him out there and use him up. A lot of baseball left, and they're going to need him.
Antonio Perez can get it. Nice changeup right there from Kelly.
Boy, it sure becomes a lot easier job for a manager when the team is winning. You just put the lineup up and go, all right, who do I need to get some work? Perfect game to get Kelly in, as he's been on that disabled list with that strained lat.
Two balls and a strike.
While Kelly was down on rehab, he pitched in 3 games. So not a lot of activity, but he's ready.
No walks, Kelly. There's a strike. Yeah, one thing about it, we definitely Had to figure Loaiza was going to go into the 7th or 8th inning. Got to find a little rest down there for Marte and Gordon. Get them ready for that Kansas City and Seattle trip. Breaking ball.
Yep. So another quality start for the White Sox, who lead the American League coming into this ball game. Now 63 of them.
A walk and a strikeout for Wunsch.
Look at that right there. The most quality starts this season in MLB. Dodgers 64, Sox 63, Cubbies and the Mariners. The ERAs, wow, nice.
So here's Aubrey Huff. Takes first pitch strike. Well, cannot say enough for the 23-year-old right-hander John Garland. Ball gets away from Miguel. And he throws that into center field.
Nice diving effort out there by by Carl Everett. I don't see that too often, where a center fielder has to dive for a ball to keep it from getting in the gap on a throw from a catcher. Miguel Oliva picks up his 6th error of the season. Out of position and tries to show off that cannon of his when he had no chance to get Perez. Carl smothering it.
On the corner. And the count 1-2. One thing you cannot accuse Miguel Oliva of, and that's being laid back.
No. You know, when you have an arm like him, you want to show it. You want to throw.
Pops him up, Creedy. And that'll do it. But the 2-run homer by Toby Hall was 7th inning stretch, leading by 5. Robbie Alomar, Carlos Lee, and Dick Frank. Robbie 1 for 2, a single, a walk, and he scored a pair. Boy, he has been doing a number in that leadoff spot.
I'm telling you, I mean, we've talked about that most important on-base percentage. Well, Roberto Alomar has been on base. Walks, errors, it doesn't matter. He's been out there. Leadoff man needs to be. I think he likes batting leadoff. He used to like batting third. Right now, this particular time in his career, I think he's more well-suited as the igniter of a batting order.
Three and 1 to count.
Gary Glover.
And he's on base again.
Standards has got a good arm. He pops that ball in the mid-90s. Got movement on his fastball. Just obviously still has a little work to do before he can reestablish himself back in that in that starting rotation.
Carlos 1 for 3, but it was a biggie, a long 2-run homer. A breaking ball from Jorge Sosa, and he just tattooed it. Kowtowed it. That's inside, and the count evens at 1.
Well, the last 3 years, the White Sox, when it comes to home runs, have been Right there, 1, 2, or 3 in the American League, and they are climbing quickly to get back in that position. Usually they're trailing either the Yankees or Texas.
Two and one. Top of the ninth in Fenway. The Yankees and the Red Sox are tied at 3. Minnesota has defeated Cleveland 6-5 at Jacobs Field. Ninth inning in Houston, 5-3 Cubs. They were trailing 3-0. Montreal has come back from an 8-4 deficit to tie up Atlanta. The Expos hitting in the bottom of the ninth. Three and one. St. Louis has come back to take a 4-3 lead over Pittsburgh. Pirates hitting in the top of the 7th. Get out of here. Get out of here. Don't come back. It won't. And if you miss that home run by Carlos in the 5th, he got a cookie and didn't miss it. Robbie, 3-2. There he goes. There's a strike him out, double clutch. And he's safe.
Gave him the old give it, take away slide down at second base to Alomar.
And standing ovation for Dick Frank, including me, excuse me. Saw him hit his first one, and it has been, for the most part, a great ride watching Frank play in his career. Two and 0. Come on, Hurt. Let's just start on that second 100 right now.
Yeah, like that. Be around. See him hit him about 120 more.
Three and 0.
All right, now let's take a look back at the home run that Frank did hit earlier, the Dodge drive of the game. 400. Yes.
Well, here's Mags. 2 for 3, a 2-run double, and a run scored. Frank, only the 36th player in Major League history to go 400. There's a bullet. Get over his head. Crawford is there. Well, here's Everett. 2 for 3 with an RBI. Ty, Frank. 1 behind Jeff Bagwell. 7 behind Duke Snyder. 14 behind Darrell Evans. 26 behind Billy Williams. There's a strike to even the count at 1.
Sweet swinging Billy Williams.
He could hit.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you, he almost tore me off first base.
What a beautiful swing that Billy had. Oh.
He could hit some of the most vicious. First baseman, really. Guys like him and McCovey. That's a nice pick by Travis Lee right there, and that will end the inning. We'll go to the 8th, leading by 5.
Gary's numbers this year: 1-0, an ERA over 5. He's pitched in this now his 23rd game.
Rocco Baldelli, Travis Lee, and Damian Rolls. For his first pitch, fastball, strike over. And every Tuesday home game is Pepsi Half Price Tuesday. The Sox take on the Royals Tuesday, August 5th at 7:05. You receive a half price ticket when you redeem an empty Pepsi product at the U.S. Cellular Field ticket windows on the day of the game. 0-2 the count. So Rocco.
Well, it would be really huge if Gary just got locked in like he was earlier in the season.
Wouldn't it?
Oh, he's got such a good arm. His curveball at the start of this season was really snapping. That had some snap to it. It just happened to be down in the dirt.
About a 56-footer. Yes, he gone. Travis Lee, 2 for 3. And he was could have had 3 for 3. Beautiful catch by Carlos Lee. Takes first pitch strike.
Travis Lee looked like he was going to be one of those sweet swinging, tremendous big league hitters. And worked out that way so far.
Checks it up. Now he still has time.
That he does.
He's got a lot of experience, and he's 28. When he first came in with the D-backs, he looked like, as a youngster, I mean, he looked awesome.
Well, his first season with Arizona, just after 1 year in the minor leagues, he had 22 home runs, 72 RBIs. Since then, Philadelphia in 2001, he did hit 20 home runs and drive in 90. He really only had 2 seasons where he felt he's kind of showed the capabilities that he's able to provide to a team.
Full count. No walks, Gary. Well, a lot of times it's how a youngster breaks into the big leagues. A lot easier breaking into the big leagues with a non-contending club than it is a contending club.
Well, Travis Lee is a very good first baseman. You know, there's a good upside. You just mentioned it. He's young still, and a lot of experience. Potential to just get it all together and run himself about 5, 6, 7 straight years of 20-plus home run seasons.
Well, you know one thing, it's all between the ears.
Yep.
Here's Rolls. 0 for 3. remember a pitcher we had that was really touted big time for a couple of years. We were in the hunt in a pennant race for a division title. I believe he made his major league debut out in California. California at that time had a good ball club. They were in the hunt.
Who's we? The Sox?
Sox, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he was so uptight, it was unbelievable. Then they sent him back down. He didn't get the job done. They brought him back up to make a start in Cleveland. Ate him up. Pops him up. Konerko. 2 down. Didn't get out of the first inning in Cleveland. Scott Ruffcorn.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I recall Scotty being put in very high-tension situations, and no telling how that's going to affect somebody long term.
He never recovered from it.
Yeah, he was very highly touted. So many highly touted players that get to the big leagues. That's why anybody sees a player stick around for 10 years. It wasn't on accident. They were skilled.
Marlon Anderson 2 for 3 with a run scored. How to play left side? Well, again, the biggest thing, if you're thinking about bringing up a guy in a pennant race, first of all, he's got to be a pretty good player, doing some pretty good things at the minor league level. You better have a pretty good psychological profile on him. That is more important than the physical skills. Can he handle it?
Well, you know, scouts, when they first sign young players, first thing they start thinking about is, okay, is he mature enough to handle professional baseball, especially out of high school?
Well, that's one of the toughest things that scouts have to contend with today, as opposed to times past. Today, they never get a chance to talk to the youngster. They have to go through his parents or his agent. They never get a chance to learn anything about him. And the parents and the agents want their son kept away from the scouts.
So, in other words, you got to be part detective, part scout.
Well, it's impossible. I mean, in years gone by, the scout would come into the home, meet you, talk with you, spend a lot of time scouting you, get to know something about you, and they had a pretty good line on what kind of a youngster you were. Scouting has never been more difficult than it is today.
Well, I recall talking to scouts when I was a senior in high school. Many a time. I was accessible, thank goodness. And anybody that's out there listening in that's a prospect in high school, hey, talk to them. Let them see who you really are.
3-1. Pops him up. Robbie. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. 7-2 good guys. We are into the bottom of the 8th inning. 7-9-1 for the Sox. 2-8-1 for the Devil Rays. Sox trying to pick up their 8th victory in a row. Move to 53-50. And remain 4 games back of Kansas City. As they lead Detroit 8-3, bottom of the 9th. So it'll be Konerko, Valentin, and Creedy. Jason Standridge has done a fine job since coming on back in the 5th inning. Gave up hits to the first 2 guys he faced, since then nothing. Once again, a reminder, tomorrow night, fireworks night here, as it is this evening. And Antonio Perez. Paulie now for 4. Mike Porzio against Rob Bell. Can't make it to U.S. Cellular Field. That game will be over WGN. And on Sunday, in the finale of this great 3-game homestand, Bartolo Colon against the southpaw Joe Kennedy. And that game will be right back here on Fox Sports Net. Good hook from 24-year-old right-hander.
You can definitely see which direction the Tampa Bay Devil Rays are going with their pitching. Good arms, good stuff, and teach them. Teach them how to pitch.
Well, they got some pretty good teachers down there, I'll tell you that.
Well, their pitching coach, Chris Bosio, was exactly that, a pitcher.
I used to love to watch Bosio pitch.
I did, as long as it wasn't against my team.
Yeah, I mean, he was. That's hit right at Damian Rose. Jose now 1 for 4, but that one hit was a big one leading off the fifth, that double. Sox scored 4 in that frame.
Chris Bosio was one of those pitchers that you never wanted to face when you were especially struggling. Trust me on that. I don't think I've ever had worse at bats. Swung at pitches, I think 2 in 1 at bat that bounced well out in front of home plate.
Is Creedy's 0 for 4. That is a final now from Detroit. 8-3 Royals. Yankees beat the Red Sox 4-3 at Fenway. So the Yankees now have a 3.5 game lead over Boston. Perez sucks it up, tags him out, and that'll do it. We're into the ninth. It'll be Hall, Lugo, and Crawford. Toby Hall 1 for 3, a 2-run homer. Takes first pitch strike. 7-9-1 for the Sox. 2-8-1 for Tampa Bay in this, the first of this 3-game series and brief 3-game homestand. Outfield straight up, spread out. That's into right. Maggs racing over there. He's there. Nice catch.
Yes, it was. Maggs did everything perfect on that. When that ball was hit, he knew it was going to be a tough play. So he put his head down and started digging hard right from the beginning so he can get under control at the end. That ball was just fair.
Al Martin will hit for Lugo, who was 1 for 3. Yeah, that's it. Maggs has been throwing some other this year. So far, this has been his best defensive season. He's never had really a bad one. Veteran Al Martin takes ball 1. Count evens at 1. Curveball a little low. Tomorrow night, Mike Porzio against Rob Bell. And fireworks night. Make your plans to be with us here at U.S. Cellular Field. And that'll be out of play. 2-2. If you can't, that game will be over WGN.
Al Martin spent some time playing for Lou Piniella up in Seattle.
Who did he break in with? Pittsburgh?
Yes.
I'll tell you what, when he first broke in, he could hang out some of the most ungodly ropes.
Yes. Some home runs that were just line shots.
Yeah, he didn't hit the ball a long way, but he could get out of the park as quick as anybody.
Not a big home run hitter, but he was capable of hitting 20, 21, 22, right in there, high teens, and line drives, most of them. Not bombs, not high, majestic drives.
Has popped up. Stay in here. Creedy over by the tarp. We've talked a lot in the past about brilliant right fielder for the Red Sox, Dwight Evans. He had almost 400 home runs in his career. He was the same way. He couldn't hit the ball that far. But I'll tell you what, there was nobody in the league, including his teammate Jim Rice, who could get it out of the park quicker.
He used to swing down through the ball so well. Look at that backspin it seemed on it. Line shots.
Got that breaking ball up. Down hangs at 3-2.
I remember one of the hardest line shots I've ever seen hit out of the ballpark was back in '94 here by Julio Franco.
To right field?
Yes, to right center field. He had a line drive that got out of here in about 3 seconds. That big old heavy bat he swung, or still swings.
Payoff pitch. Yes, he gone. Two down. So here's the man we've been looking for all night, Carl Crawford. 1 for 4. Takes a strike. Julio Franco could hit the ball for a right-handed hitter as hard to right field as anybody I have ever seen.
Saw Julio got himself a nice little double to right field the other day, driving in a couple.
That's outside. D-Rays down to their last bullet. You're just tuning in. Big Frank cranked out number 400 in the 5th inning. He's gone, and the streak continues. Sox make it 8 in a row, move to 53-50 as they take game 1 of this 3-game series. They win it 7-2 behind Esteban Loaiza's 13th victory.
All right, here with Frank Thomas, the 36th major leaguer in baseball history to reach 400 homers. How sweet to do it here at home.
It's a great feeling. You know, I told guys we were on the road to Toronto. I said, no, I got to do it at home. I said, it'd be a much better feeling doing it at home in front of the home crowd, especially with this team starting to play the way we're playing.
I understand they already retrieved the ball for you. That's going to be a nice trophy in the case.
I got it already in my locker. That's a very sweet feeling. You know, we can't stop here, though. This team is starting to roll, and, you know, I see a bright, bright future with this team, and that's more important than anything right now.
Let me ask you, though. Jeff Bagwell did it a couple days before. You're both born the same day. You guys like some strange separated twins at birth?
Not at all. I just think we've had good fortune throughout our career, and we both worked our butts off, so it's a good feeling to be right there with someone else.
8 in a row now. You guys are keeping pace with Kansas City, and you're right there with 13 more to go against them.
Hey, I tell you what, it's going to be an interesting race. We're not going to give in, though. This team has been really charged over the last week. Everyone's starting to hold their own and play the way we're capable of playing right now.
All right, tomorrow you start going towards 500?
Most definitely. It's time to go and get this playoff thing because we got a team that can do it.
Congratulations, Frank.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Pleasure.
All right, guys, Frank Thomas gets his 400. Back to you.